Hey still hearts, how y'all doing? This is Jada Lynn. Welcome to In the Raw. This is a channel where we sit and discuss narcissism, what it sounds like, what it looks like, and what is up close and personal in your face. All right, now, so I just want to start with my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, therapist, PhD. I'm not any of that at the current moment. I just happen to be a regular little girl who done been through some things, and I feel like I can throw my 2 little cents on it. All right, so in this video, I wanted to discuss how a covert narcissist controls you. And this is not just covert narcissists. I mean, covert narcissists have a sneaky way of doing things, but this can be an overt narcissist. This can be a malignant narcissist. It could be any kind of narcissist that does these things. Okay, so, but I have come up with 6 ways on how a covert narcissist controls you. Okay, my first one is if you have codependency issues. If you have codependency issues, I feel like a covert narcissist can use your naivety to, or in a way to manipulate you into thinking that everything is your fault. You're easy to gaslight. A covert narcissist is a match made in heaven for a person who suffers from or has codependency issues. Okay, perfect match made in heaven. All right, match made in heaven. They will find a way to manipulate you into thinking that everything is your fault because they know that you are going to end up taking the blame for them and for their wrongdoing and cater to their needs. This is what all people who suffer with codependency issues, including myself, do. Because when a person has codependency issues, they just want the problem to go away. They want people to like them again. You know, they want people to, they don't want their significant other to be upset with them anymore. So they do any and everything to make sure that, you know, their significant other is not upset with them. And they, you know, part of it is take the blame. They will take the blame. They will cater to their significant other's needs, and the narcissist gets off scotch-free. My number 2, guilt tripping. And I do have my notes here, so I will be looking down. Silent treatment. They make you feel bad by giving you silent treatment. They try to make you feel humiliated in any kind of way by giving you silent treatment. They may ignore you when you're talking to them. You may call out to them and try to speak to them, and they will just blatantly ignore you as if they did not hear you. But you know that you're speaking loud enough for them to hear you and answer you. They're just being passive aggressive, and they're giving you silent treatment. Same thing goes with text messages and phone calls. They can see you calling, but they just choose not to answer. The same way with text messaging. They can see that you are texting them. And especially if the text message has, "Baby, can we please talk? I miss you, da 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 da." You are really like giving them power to continue to not answer you. Do you hear what I'm saying? And to continue to give you silent treatment. That's just what they do. Okay? Moving along, number 3, refusing to discuss problems. So there's just this one problem that just keeps coming up in the relationship. It just keeps coming up, and the narcissist just keeps throwing it in your face, throwing it in your face, throwing it in your face, but they never want to talk about it. So like you guys will have an argument, and this whatever thing that they keep throwing in your face may not have anything to do with the argument that you're having. You could be arguing about finances, but for some reason he'll find or she'll find a reason to bring up a dude that you like, or a female that you like, or that they think that you like, you know, and it has nothing to do with the problem at hand. But for some reason, they keep throwing this thing in your face, just to have leverage. And it could have been something that was done, but not done intentionally, or done that they just took completely out of context, and they don't want to sit down and talk about it. They don't want to sit down and talk about it. They don't want to sit down because they don't want to take accountability for their actions. So they want to continue being right. They want to continue with their version of the story, or their version of why they keep bringing up this problem or whatever. They want to be able to continue to hold leverage over you with this problem, whatever this problem is. And if you guys sit down and talk about it, then they're going to have to take accountability for their actions, and they can no longer use it as a way to hold leverage over you and to control you. So I have that. Number 4, love bombing, and hot and cold games. It kind of like a little bit of a spin-off of the guilt trip with the silent treatment. But with the love bombing, we all know that love bombing is like heaven on earth. Okay, it's like your dream person. This person will do, oh my goodness, everything that you wanted or you thought that your dream person could be. They will and times 10, and they will rub it on thick. They will but the thing is that they're only doing what it is that they want you to do. They're only making you believe X, Y, and Z. They're only telling you certain things because they want to get what it is that they want to get from you. Once they've gotten what they wanted to get from you, they're done. They either discard you or they ghosted you. You call them, you can't get through to them. They swipe your number to the left. They're not interested anymore because they got what it is that they wanted from you. And you hear what I mean? So, and that could be anything. That could be sex, that could be money, that could be food, that could be shelter, that could be a car, that could be anything. So like whatever supply that you are offering, they will continue to love bomb you in order to get it. And they play hot and cold games. So like how the love bombing ends up turning hot and cold is that if they're love bombing you, it's hot now. It's hot. You know, everything is hot. You're giving them what it is that they want, but then they turn cold. You hear what I mean? And then if you leave the door open, which you shouldn't, if you leave the door open, then, you know, once they're cold, then they'll come back. Like, do you hear what I mean? So that's how it goes. That's how the love bombing can turn into hot and cold games. You hear what I mean? So that's just what that is. Gaslighting is my number 5. Gaslighting is a classic way that any kind of narcissist, it doesn't matter if you're overt, covert, or a malignant narcissist, you can be a communal narcissist. You can be somatic narcissist. The one that is all about their looks and everything. It don't matter what kind of narcissists that you are. They all play the same game. They all do the same things. It's just according to that individual's personality and what issues or areas they have issues in. Okay, so but gaslighting, getting back to the gaslighting, is a classic way how a narcissist can control you to get what it is that they want. So like when I was with the covert narcissist, I left the room to have a conversation with my daughter's father, which happened to be a overt narcissist. And when I ended the conversation, I hung up the phone, and then I came back in to entertain my current date, which happened to be a covert narcissist that I did not even know about at the time. And when I happened to, him and I was continuous conversating, I happened to look down and I noticed that my phone, the last number had been redialed. And I thought that was kind of weird. So, I asked him, did he, how did this happen? Did he, I didn't touch it. I didn't this, I didn't that. But I knew that before I even came back into the room, I hung up the phone. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? So it's like, but then just to find out later on that they very well did dial my ex's number back, just to expose you in any kind of way, just to expose you. And they do this gaslighting tactic because this is the easiest and the most effective way that you can hand over your power to the narcissist and control. everything you hand it right over. Is like taking candy from a baby. You hand it over to the narcissist, and the narcissist is like, the narcissist has a way of making you feel like you need to rely on them to tell you what your reality is. Do you hear what I'm saying? While in the meanwhile, they're talking behind your back to your friends, your family, their friends, their family, that you're crazy, you're cuckoo, because you can't remember anything. You can't remember this. You don't even know what day it is. You don't know what day of the month it is. Da-da-da-da-da. They're talking bad behind your back. Meanwhile, they're creating this crazy scenarios that you know that this happened, but they're swearing up and down that that happened. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? That's how that goes down. That the gaslighting is the most easiest and the most effective way, and that's why it's a classic tactic of a narcissist in order for them to control you, because it's an easy way for them to get you to hand your power over to them. It's just like, okay, I give you permission to drive my car. It's kind of like that. You just hand them the keys. It's just as easy as that. So gaslighting, that was my number 5. My number 6, and my last way that I feel like a narcissist can control you, is they string you along in a relationship. They will whisper sweet nothings, and this is kind of like a spin-off from the love bombing, but in a different bubble. They will whisper sweet nothings in your ear to keep you in the relationship. So kind of like the love bombing, but the love bombing, they end up ghosting you or discarding you, but it stringing you along in a relationship, they don't necessarily ghost you or discard you. They just tell you things to keep you around, which is pretty much breadcrumbing. So say like you're with a narcissist you're in a relationship with a narcissist for 5 years, and you guys get engaged. But the narcissist doesn't really accept your family. The narcissist doesn't want to move in with you, or they don't want you to move in with them. The narcissist doesn't even really want to talk about marriage, marriage preparations. They don't even want to talk about any of that stuff, but they want to marry you. But you're walking around with a wedding ring, their wedding ring, on your finger. And do you hear what I'm saying? Why is it that you're with a narcissist, but they don't want to talk about marriage preparations? How is it that you're about to marry a narcissist, but they don't accept your family? And we all know that all in-laws may not get along with each other, but they accept each other in some kind of way because they love you, they care about you. But the narcissist does not accept your family in any kind of way. They don't want to move in with you, and they don't want you moving in with them. That's some huge red flags. They're just breadcrumbing you so that you can stay in a relationship, so you can continue dishing out supply, whether that's sex, like I said before, sex, money, shelter, car, whatever it is, papers. You could be somebody from out of state, and they could just be using you for papers or whatever. So these are my 6 ways that I feel like a narcissist, or any kind of narcissist, not just a covert, but a narcissist, any kind of narcissist, could use you or could use to control you. You hear what I mean? They use control tactics because these are their survival tactics. You got to understand that. This is how these narcissists survive, and they're really good at the games because these are survival tactics for them. This is how they live. This is how they eat. This is how they, move around in their car. This is how they, go to sleep at night. This is what they do. You hear what I'm saying? So these were my 6 reasons, and there may be more, but from my perspective, this is what I've dealt with from the narcissistic family members and the 2 narcissistic relationships that I've been with. This is my perspective. This is from my perspective, and like I said, there may very well be more, but this is how I view it. So I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to check y'all in the next video. All right.